inside a dark, cold, and dilapidated house. Martin walked in with Rebecca supporting him. He bared his teeth, grimacing as he curled up off to the side. The red paint on his chest had spread into a wide stain. At a glance he really did look like someone who had taken a bullet. He could not help muttering under his breath, "Captain, blank rounds may not kill people, but they still hurt like hell. I feel like I broke a few ribs." Leon stood in the middle of the room, arms crossed, glancing at him from the corner of his eye. There was a lazy, teasing edge in his voice. His gaze swept toward Victor, who was slumped in the corner. Victor's nose was swollen high, his whole face battered and miserable as he lay on the floor, without the slightest movement. "Be a man. Tough it out. Look at Victor." I punched his nose crooked, and he still didn't cry about the pain. Victor, who had been lying there on the side, froze on the spot when he saw Martin walk in, groaning. His eyes widened into perfect circles. His face was full of disbelief. His entire mind went blank. He had never realized that the tense confrontation just now had actually been staged. Everything just now was an act? How is that possible? I clearly saw him fire the gun. Rebecca looked down at Victor on the ground, a small smug look on her face. I even added a little red paint. The shot, the fall, the blood splattering everywhere. It had all been a trap set in advance. And the purpose was to lure out Victor, the big fish that had been hiding for 3 whole years. Now that the fish was in the net, the time to clean house had finally arrived. After Rebecca finished speaking, she slowly handed a pistol loaded with real bullets to Leon. The cold body of the gun brushed across his fingertips. "Captain, take this. It's time to clean house." Leon took the gun. Step by steady step, he walked toward Victor in the corner. Inside the room, only the crackling of the burning torches remained. Every footstep sounded like a heavy hammer striking the heart. He crouched down, the icy muzzle pressed firmly against Victor's forehead. The man who had been shouting so arrogant moments ago opened his eyes. His pupils shrank to the size of needle tips. His face was filled with fear. Leon spoke coldly. "About the Empire. Do you have any more information you want to tell me?" Victor panicked instantly. He scrambled backward with both hands and feet. Tears and snot mixed with the dust on his face and streamed down. His voice shook so badly it barely sounded human. Not a trace of his earlier arrogance remained. All that was left was complete panic and fear. Over and over, he begged for mercy in a heart-wrenching voice. He was only one step away from cow to wing on the spot. "Don't kill me, Leon, don't kill me. I was wrong. I know I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. I should never have served the Empire. Please forgive me, okay? Please, Leon." Listening to his desperate pleas, Leon's face did not soften in the slightest. Not even his brow moved. His eyes were as cold as ice. He understood this man's nature far too well. A coward who feared death. A lackey who clung to power. His begging now was nothing more than an instinct to survive. It was not true repentance at all. Leon only spoke coldly, each word tearing through Victor's final disguise. "Looks like we won. Getting anything more out of him. Victor, you don't know that you were wrong. You only know that you're about to die." As his words fell, a massive gun shot led the birds in the wilderness outside. The faint sound of rain drifted in through the window. The abandoned building in the rainy night fell silent once again. Tiger stepped forward. He bent down and lifted the corpse from the ground onto his shoulder. His movements were steady and efficient. He did not even furrow his brow. The foundation of Aemon, who had spent years on the battlefield, was on full display. "I'll go take care of this." Leon gave a slight nod. There was a hint of respect in his voice. "Thank you, master." After the traitor's body had been dealt with, Martin scratched the back of his head and spoke first, asking the question that had been circling in everyone's mind. "Hey, why exactly did Victor help the Empire frame the captain?" Leon gazed out at the vast curtain of rain before him. His side profile revealed little emotion in the shifting light and shadow. His voice was very calm. "There's no point obsessing over the motive of Asmal Pawn. It's better to simplify the question. Why is the Empire in such a hurry to kill me?" Martin tilted his head and thought for a long time. Then he spoke hesitantly, his tone carrying a bit of uncertainty. This was already the most reasonable answer he could think of. "Could it be that your achievements were too great, and they threatened the ruler?" Tiger slowly shook his head. His aged voice carried the weight of someone who had seen far too much of the world. It was as if he had recalled old events led away many years ago. I think the reason the Empire has set its sights on you, boy, is not just because of something as simple as your achievements threatening their power. When I was young, I experienced certain things. That was how I came to understand the Empire's strength and darkness. It is also why he told you to focus only on fighting wars and not get involved in politics. Back then, your understanding of power was not enough to make the Empire rush to act. So there must be another reason behind all this. For example, something related to the Dragon Clan. The moment he heard the words Dragon Clan, Leon's whole body jolted violently. His hand clenched tight in an instant. His face was filled with unconcealed shock. Tiger Shivi's gaze turned toward the others in the room. Then he slowly spoke. "There are still many hidden truths and conspiracies that we have no way of knowing. Killing Victor, a mere pawn, will not make the Empire stop hunting Leon. The road ahead of us is still very long." Leon quickly suppressed the shock on his face. Coming back to himself, he picked up the thread of the conversation, and calmly analyzed what would happen next. His brows furrowed slightly. Master is right. The Empire will soon discover that he killed Victor. Their pursuit of me will change from a traitor stabbing me in the back to an open official wanted order. He paused. His gaze swept over Martin and Rebecca beside him. There was a hint of apology in his voice. After all, this was his own grudge. Yet he had dragged the people around him into this mess for no reason. "I'm sorry. I dragged you all into this with me. Martin, you should go back. No one knows you were with us tonight. Besides, your father can protect you." As for Rebecca, at this point, Leon turned to look at Tiger beside him. His tone carried a sense of consultation and entrustment. "Master, can we send Rebecca to stay with Madam for a while, just to avoid the storm?" When Tiger heard this, a rare look of embarrassment appeared on his face. He rubbed the back of his head. His tone became a little unnatural, as if Leon had brought up a troublesome subject. "We can. It's just that your madam has gone back to her maiden family. And I am not exactly that familiar with her family." Leon looked at Tiger speechlessly. His face was full of disbelief. The man had lived most of his life, yet he still was not familiar with his in-laws. Leon could not help complaining. "Master, you and Madam have been married for 30 years. How are you still not familiar with her maiden family?" Tiger instantly became a little flustered and angry. His beard bristled, his eyes widened, and his voice rose several degrees. He snapped fiercely. Does 30 years mean we have to be close? It's not like we visit each other often. Children shouldn't ask so many questions.